Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a critical, yet kind of invisible part of our economy, the world of industrial surplus. And we'll be looking at one company, Aero Industrial Sales, to really understand how they act as the unseen engine that keeps our industries running. I mean, think about it. From the car you drive to the food in your fridge, pretty much everything is touched by some kind of industrial process. But have you ever stopped to wonder what happens when a critical machine in a factory just stops? Or when a company needs to completely overhaul a production line? Well, that's the hidden world we're diving into today. You see, behind every product, there's this incredibly complex web of machinery, parts, and logistics. It's a world of huge scale and amazing precision, and just keeping it all moving requires a very, very specific kind of expertise. This is where companies that deal in industrial surplus become absolutely essential.
So, a key player in this whole space is a company called Aero Industrial Sales. They're based out of Millsburg, Indiana, and their whole deal is buying and selling surplus industrial equipment and parts. They're providing the critical components that keep all sorts of businesses humming along. And this isn't just about moving boxes off a shelf. Their mission is all about empowering industries. They really see themselves as a partner, helping other companies adapt and succeed in a marketplace that's, let's face it, always changing. And that empowerment, it all starts with having the right tools ready to go when you need them. So what does it really take to be that kind of partner? Well, let's take a peek at the sheer scale of their inventory. Honestly, it's less of a store and more like a massive arsenal ready to be deployed at a moment's notice. I mean, the range here is just staggering. We're talking about everything from the super high-tech components that run modern robotic assembly lines, all the way to the heavy-duty machinery for woodworking. Let's break down a few of the key categories.
First up, you've got the brains of modern manufacturing, automation and robotics. These are the parts that make precision and efficiency possible. Things like PLCs or programmable logic controllers. They're basically these super rugged computers that run the machines, along with all the sensors and drives that bring robots to life. Then, of course, you've got the physical muscle of the whole operation, material handling and storage. This is the pallet racking that literally forms a warehouse's backbone, the conveyors that act like its arteries, and of course the forklifts and cranes that do all the heavy lifting. And, well, none of that muscle works without a pulse, right? That's where all the electrical and power transmission components come into play. From the circuit breakers that keep everything safe, to the electric motors and gearboxes that turn electricity into actual motion, these are the parts that deliver the power. And finally, you have the real heavy hitters, the heavy systems and equipment. This covers everything from hydraulic and pneumatic systems, which use fluid and air pressure to create just immense force, to the lathes and presses for metalworking and the massive saws used in woodworking, the whole shebang. Okay, so here's the really crucial part. Having all this stuff is one thing, but getting it where it needs to go is another. And this is their secret sauce. Everything is in stock right there in their warehouse, ready to go. For a factory with a machine down, getting a part shipped overnight, that's not just a convenience, it's an absolute economic lifeline. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Aero Industrial Sales isn't just selling stuff. Their whole business model is more like a dynamic, two-way street that creates this circular flow of equipment inside the industrial world.
It really is a two-way street. On one hand, yeah, they're selling the equipment companies need, but on the other hand, they're buying the stuff companies don't need anymore, like leftover inventory from a canceled project or parts from a facility that just upgraded. This creates so much value by putting perfectly good assets right back into the market. It's a huge part of the industrial circular economy.
And they're not afraid to get their hands dirty either. They aren't just sitting around waiting for parts to show up. They actually offer services like complete warehouse cleanouts and production line removals. They are fully licensed and insured to go right into a facility and manage the entire process of taking equipment offline. Now, even though they can ship stuff all over the country, their roots, they're really deeply local. This grounds their whole operation and makes them a real, tangible HUD for the industrial community right in their own backyard. This is their home turf. They're focused on serving a core group of counties in northern Indiana. This kind of focus shows a real commitment to being a reliable, on-the-ground partner for the businesses that really form the industrial backbone of that whole region. And this really brings it all full circle. They don't just see themselves as sellers, they're experts. This call to action, ask our experts, right there with a direct phone number, it just reinforces that personal problem-solving approach we saw in their mission statement. It's about so much more than just a transaction.
So, as we wrap up, this all leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to think about. In a world that's so focused on the next big thing, the newest machine, could it be that the real key to industrial efficiency and sustainability isn't just in making more new stuff, but in unlocking the incredible value of the equipment we already have? Companies like Aero Industrial Sales are making a pretty strong case that the answer is a big yes.